Let me ask you a question. What is the biggest problem in your life right now? You're not getting a job, money doesn't stay in your pocket, no one at home listens to you, someone who was yours is no longer there with you, or you can't focus on your studies. It could be anything. Now let me ask you a second question. How long has this problem been sitting on your head? For months, for years, or for many years? And do you know what this problem is like? It's the same thing that comes to your mind the moment you wake up in the morning. The same thing that doesn't let you sleep at night. The same thing that sits with you even while you're eating. Now, the third and final question. Are you fighting this problem or just tolerating it and saying things like, "I will see it later"? There's a difference between the two. The one who tolerates wakes up in the morning. His problem is still standing at the door. He looks at it, feels a little sad, then turns his face away, drinks tea, goes to work, comes back at night. The problem is still there staring at him. He turns away again, goes to sleep, says, "We'll see." This is called tolerating. Now talk about the one who fights like a warrior. He wakes up in the morning, the problem is staring at him. He looks at it, walks straight toward it and says, Today I'm going to deal with you." This is fighting. And the truth is, most people tolerate and very few people fight. That's the reason most people always lose in their life. But listen to one more thing. Fighting also has two types. One is a mad fight. Anger comes, mind shuts down, hands move, things break, relationships fall apart, then regret. This is the first type of fight. This is not the fight I am talking about. This is a spectacle. And the second is a smart fight. First think, then understand, then find a way, then act. This is the real fight for real men. This is called war. And this war doesn't just happen on borders. This war happens inside your home when property is divided. It happens in your neighborhood when a neighbor tries to put you down. It happens at your workplace when someone ruins your name and you don't even know. It happens in your own relationships, when the people you consider yours try to control you. There are wars everywhere, but no one has taught you how to fight a war. In school, they taught you to study. In society, they taught you to be decent, but no one told you what to do when the system is against you. What to do when your own friends stand against you. What to do when being decent only gets you beaten down. So now the question is, who will teach you all this? There is one man, Robert Greene. All his life he did one thing. He studied 2,500 years of history, wars and politics. Then he extracted the essence and wrote a book called The 33 Strategies of War. That means 33 ways to win a war, to win any battle. And these are strategies that worked 2,500 years ago. Greek kings used them to protect their kingdoms. Roman generals used them to crush enemies. And today, these strategies are used by big businessmen. Politicians use them. The people sitting above you use them. But the common man doesn't know. Why? Because he's so busy earning bread that he doesn't have time to sit and think that, why am I losing in life? So today I will explain to you those strategies from Robert Greene's book, his strategies, his examples, in the context of your life. So let's begin. The first strategy is declare war on your enemies. Robert Greene also calls this the polarity strategy. Now, to understand this, listen to a story. The year was 401 BCE. It's night, dark, and cold. The place is a city near Babylon. Today we call it Iraq. 10,000 men are silently sitting in an open field. Only the sound of wind and distant animal cries. Who were these people? These were Greek soldiers. They were professionals. They fight for money, no matter who or where. They were called mercenaries. Now listen to their story. 3 months earlier, a Persian prince came to them. His name was Cyrus. He said, "I want to take the throne from my brother. I'll pay you a lot of gold coin." The 10,000 Greek soldiers agreed. The war didn't seem too big. So they marched 2,400 kilometers to Persia. Today we called it Iran. A big battle happened. Blood was shed and people died. But the Greeks were winning. Their formation was better. Their training was better. Then suddenly, an arrow came, straight into Cyrus's neck. Within 10 seconds, he died. The war ended on the spot. The Persian army left. The Greek soldiers were left standing. Greek soldiers had won the war, but still lost. Why? Because the one who hired them was dead. The contract was over. Now think, 10,000 men in enemy land, 2,400 kilometers away from home, cities, mountains, forests, rivers in between, and everywhere, people who don't want them alive. The one who brought them is dead. The one they came to kill is now a king. The mission successfully failed. So what now? The first day, everyone stayed quiet, sitting in their tents and thinking. On the second day, Persian envoys came and said, "Send your leaders, we want to talk." Greek leaders went, 5 generals, 20 captains. By evening, they didn't return. At night, news came. Their heads had been cut off. Now 10,000 soldiers, no leader, no direction, and no plan.
The third day came, everyone gathered. One said, "We should go back." Another shouted, "Go back where? Do you know the way? The enemy is everywhere." A third said, "Let's surrender, maybe they'll spare us." Another said, "Didn't you see? They cut off our generals' heads." Then blame started. "This is your fault." "No, it's yours." Hands were raised, blood came from mouths. Within 10 minutes, Greek soldiers were fighting each other, and on a distant hill, Persian spies were watching and laughing. They didn't need to do anything. These men would destroy themselves. 4th day passed, 5th day passed, but still no decision, no plan, only shouting at each other. Energy was 100%, but where was it being used? On themselves. The enemy was outside, but the war was started inside. Then came the 6th day morning. A man came out of his tent. His name was Xenophon. He was not a general. He was just a normal soldier. Actually, he was a writer and a philosopher. First time in war, but he had thought all night about the situation. He came to the center where 10,000 men were sitting. He called out, "Listen!" Some looked at him, but some ignored him. He again shouted louder. Slowly, silence spread. Now, all eyes were on him. He began, "What has been happening for the last 6 days? Is our war still going on? No, the war has ended. Our leader died. So why are people still dying?" He pointed to 2 bodies nearby, 2 Greek soldiers who had killed each other the previous night. "The enemy didn't kill them. We killed ourselves. Why? Because we don't know who the real enemy is." Silence spread everywhere. So let me tell you who is our enemy. Here we have 2 enemies. The first is the 2,400 kilometers between us and our home. The second is the confusion in our minds. We will fight the first later, but the second, we have to fight it now. From now on, this internal fight ends. No blame on each other from now. Our only goal from now is to go home. Someone asked, "But how can we go home?" Xenophon said, "By walking, 1 step every day." How many days will it take? 100 days, 200 days, 500 days? It doesn't matter. We will keep moving. But if we stop, we will die here. Now someone asked, "Who will lead?" He replied, "I will." "But you're not a general." "No, but I'm the one giving you a clear plan. Those who want to come, be ready before sunrise tomorrow. Those who don't, that's your choice. I'm going back." Saying this, he went back to his tent. That night, some slept, some didn't. Morning came. It was still dark. Xenophon woke up, packed his things, started walking. Then he turned back and saw all 10,000 standing ready. For the next 365 days, they walked. Every day before sunrise. Every day, 30 to 35 kilometers. When food ran out, they ate fruits in jungle and hunted animals. When water ran out, they found rivers. When attacked, they fought and moved forward. Mountains came, rivers came, but they didn't give up. In 65 days, 3,000 died because of hunger and disease, but 7,000 soldiers kept moving. Then came the 300th day. They reached a hilltop. They saw the Greek Sea. One soldier shouted, "Thalata! Thalata!" meaning the sea, the sea. 7,000 soldiers cried, laughed, and hugged each other, because seeing the Greek Sea meant home was near. 50 more days. They found ships, crossed the sea, and reached Greece.
Impossible, but it happened. Now the question is, why? The psychology is simple. Xenophon did one thing. He gave a clear enemy. But why does this work? Because the human mind cannot tolerate confusion. When we don't know who the enemy is, the mind treats everyone as the enemy, including ourselves. That's what was happening in those 6 days. They had energy, strength, and training, but no clear direction. And when there is no direction, energy turns inward. A person starts destroying himself and his own people. This is called self-destruction. But Xenophon redirected that energy outward. He said, "The enemy is that 2,400 kilometers. Just attack it." Now, energy was focused, direction came, and those 7,000 who were dying inside reached home.
This is human psychology. A clear enemy focuses energy. Without a clear enemy, energy scatters and eats you from inside. But there's one more thing to understand. Sometimes this strategy backfires. When it goes wrong, it brings destruction. Now, to understand this, listen to this example. In Germany, 1930, a man came to power. His name was Adolf Hitler. He saw a broken country, lost World War I, economy was destroyed, people were starving and unemployed, chaos, just like those Greek soldiers were everywhere. Hitler did the same thing Xenophon did. He gave a clear enemy to his people. He said, "All your problems are because of these people." He blamed one group for all the German problem, and Germany's entire energy focused in one place. What happened? 6 million people died in just few years. World War II happened. The world burned. So what went wrong? The strategy wasn't wrong. The enemy Xenophon chose was an external enemy, something that, if defeated, would lead to something real. Hitler chose an internal enemy, his own people, something that, even if destroyed, would solve nothing, only increase hatred. So the lesson is clear. Having a clear enemy is important, but choosing the right enemy is even more important. Now the question is, how do you know the right enemy? Robert Greene gives a very simple test. Ask yourself, if I defeat this enemy, will I win? If the answer is yes, it's the right enemy. If no, it's the wrong one. Let's discuss Xenophon's test. If we cross 2,400 kilometers, we reach home. Answer was yes. Hitler's test. If we kill all Jews, will it end Germany's problems? Answer was no. And this wrong enemy problem isn't just about Hitler. It happens in our everyday life. Most people make their wife the enemy, fight daily, argue, and finally divorce after 5 years. They win against their wife. But life stays the same. Problems then remain. People make their father the enemy, fight for years, then he dies, and they realize he wasn't the enemy. Problems are still there staring at them. At work, someone steals credit. You make him the enemy, spend all energy pulling him down. 5 years later, he leaves, and you're still in the same position, same salary. Why? Because while fighting him, you didn't build your skills. The meaning is simple. You targeted the wrong enemy. So the essence of the strategy 1, a clear enemy is necessary. Without it, energy scatters. But choosing the right enemy is even more important. And one more thing. Sometimes the enemy isn't clear. It's blurry. In that case, don't use this strategy. If you focus on a blurry enemy, your energy will be wasted. First, make the enemy clear. Do your research, understand, and observe. Then, attack. Attacking without thinking is madness, and madness always loses. Strategy 1 is a sword. In the right hand, it kills the enemy, but in the wrong hand, it will kill you. Now let's move to the next strategy. Strategy 2 is, do not fight the last war. Robert Greene calls this the guerrilla war of the mind. To understand this, listen to a story. In Japan 1612, a small island, Ganryujima, on the beach stands a man, aged 28-year-old, Sasaki Kojiro. He was not an ordinary man, the most famous swordsman in Japan. His sword was long and over 3 feet. He has won over 100 duels, never lost a single one. His style was perfect. His technique, Tsubame Gaeshi, a strike so fast and invisible. Today, he has another duel. His opponent name was Miyamoto Musashi. Kojiro was ready and waiting. Time was 8 a.m. morning. 8. Musashi doesn't come. 9. Still not there. 10. Kojiro gets irritated. 11 o'clock. A small boat appears. Musashi, his opponent, arrives. But everything was strange. He was 3 hours late. His clothes were dirty. And most shocking, he has no sword. In his hand was a wooden stick, a boat paddle he shaped into a weapon. Kojiro laughed at him. "You'll fight me with this." Musashi says nothing, just stands calmly. Kojiro gets angry, pulls out his sword, throws away the scabbard, like he won't need it again. Musashi says quietly, "You've already lost." Kojiro shouts, "What?" Musashi says, "You threw away your scabbard. That means you believe you'll win in one strike. When someone is that certain, they've already stopped thinking." Kojiro got furious and attacked with full force. His famous strike cuts through the air, but Musashi steps slightly aside. The blade misses. In that moment, Musashi strikes with his wooden weapon. Kojiro falls. The greatest swordsman died with one strike. Why? Kojiro fought the last war. He used the same pattern that worked 100 times. But Musashi broke the pattern. He came late to irritate him, used a wooden sword to confuse him, provoked anger to destroy his focus. The deeper psychology says the human mind loves patterns. When something works, it stores it. This is safe, and the mind repeats it again and again. This helps survival. But this same mechanism can destroy you, because the world changes, but our patterns don't. And one day, what worked 100 times will eventually fails the 101st time. That's what happened to Kojiro. And this isn't just about swords, it happens everywhere. Nokia was one of the biggest phone company. Strong phones, long battery and simple interface. That pattern worked 15 years. Then came smartphones. They ignored it, same pattern. And the result was devastating. Nokia collapsed. Another example. Kodak invented the digital camera, but didn't use it because it would destroy their old business model. Result was bankruptcy. They all fought the last war. The lesson is simple. What worked yesterday won't necessarily work today. What works today may not work tomorrow. The world changes daily. Technology changes, people change, and rules change. Those who don't change will simply disappear.